For problem number 11, excuse me, I have a fraction equal to the quantity squared. So I will probably think that working with the right-hand side may give me some more options in terms of approaching this problem. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of the parentheses. I'm actually going to have to multiply out this set of parentheses. So my first step is going to take secant of theta minus tangent of theta, and I'm going to multiply it by itself. So I'm going to FOIL. So secant times secant is a secant squared theta. Outer terms is a secant and a tangent. Inner term is a secant and a tangent theta. So that's going to be minus 2 secant theta tangent theta. And then minus tangent theta is a plus tangent squared theta. So my next step, if I look here, I'm going to go ahead and try changing now everything into sines and cosines, because if I look on the left-hand side, I need to get everything in terms of sine. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite secant squared theta as 1 over cosine squared theta. Minus secant theta is minus 2 times 1 over cosine theta, times tangent theta is, I know, sine theta over cosine theta, plus tangent is sine squared theta over cosine squared theta. So here I just use my reciprocal identities and my quotient identities. Now luckily everything already has my common denominator of cosine squared. So what I'm now going to do is just simply add all my fractions together. So I have my common denominator is going to be cosine squared theta. So I have a 1 minus 2 sine theta plus a sine squared theta. So here I just add the fractions, or combine to one large fraction. Well, at least now I've got all signs in my numerator. So if I look in my denominator, I have a cosine squared. So I'm going to now rewrite cosine squared. How could I write that in terms of sine? Again, trig function to the second power. Go to your Pythagorean identities. What is cosine squared equal to? 1 minus sine squared. So I'm going to rewrite this cosine squared on the bottom. Let me just rewrite this numerator as 1 minus sine squared theta. And this is just your Pythagorean identity. This is where factoring is going to come in. This is now recognizing all your different methods of factoring. 1 minus sine squared theta on the bottom is a difference of 2 squares. So I can factor 1 minus sine squared theta into 1 minus sine theta times 1 plus sine theta. If you look at your numerator, remember I can rewrite this numerator as a sine squared, just changing the order, minus 2 sine theta plus 1. There are factors of 1 that add together give me negative 2. Excuse me. So I can factor my numerator into sine theta minus 1 times sine theta minus 1. So now I can look for common factors. So here all I did was factor. So now notice I have a 1 minus sine theta on the bottom, a sine theta minus 1 in the numerator. So if I factor a negative 1 out, that's going to give me a negative sine theta plus 1. Now notice what I can do with these two factors. By factoring out the negative 1, notice those two factors now are common in both the numerator and the denominator. So I can cancel them out. So I'm left with a negative quantity, sine theta minus 1 over 1 plus sine theta. And here I just cancel common factors. Now notice what I can do. I can distribute my negative sign. Because notice what I'm trying to get to in the top. I'm trying to get to a 1 minus sine theta. So I'm going to have, if I distribute the negative, that'll give me a 1 minus sine theta over a 1 plus sine theta. And I distribute the negative. And you're done.